Okay, so video 5 was a little longer than I thought it would be, so I'll make this one pretty short. I'm looking at this worksheet, and it's all basically just review of what you just did in the previous 2 worksheets. So I just want to give you a little advice on question 1 and sort of send you on your way. So let me just, and I'll just look at all of them, but basically question 1 is the one I expect people get a little stuck on because it's visual. And I just want you to remember that if you're looking for antiderivatives of the plot, then this thing that you're looking at, whatever this picture is f prime, not f. And so you want to sketch 2 different versions of f. They're just going to be separated by that constant of integration. That's why it says sketch 2 of them. You could just sketch 1 of them. It's fine. But just realize that in your mind you would shift that up or down. Remember, this is your bank deposits or withdraws. Okay, and then F is equal to your bank balance. And if you can keep that in your mind's eye, then I think that will guide you and you won't make mistakes. This is the same thing with question 2. Actually, it's the other way around. Question 2, it gives you F, and it's asking you for F prime. Same thing. But in this case, if you're being given F, that's your bank balance, and then tell me how your withdrawals would have looked to reflect that bank balance. Okay? Question 3 is very similar to things we just did on the previous worksheet. And a lot of these things you can go ahead and ask Wolfram Alpha if you get stuck, you want a hint. I will make a comment about question 3. The first is I think Wolfram Alpha should be able to help you with this kind of thing. I think it recognizes this kind of structure. But this is a very, very common structure for statements in calculus. Is we will name this thing f of x, and then we'll say like 0 to some value t is another function. So this other function, like capital F of t, is a running tally. So f of t is your bank balance, is a sum total of all your deposits, but we start at a certain time. And so even though f of x at 0 could be positive, what's going to happen is capital F of 0 is going to be 0 because it's saying we're starting the time clock here. What this means is we're saying what is the accumulation? Capital F is the accumulation of little f starting at time 0. So initially everything's 0. So this lower limit of integration always implies that you're starting the clock fresh. Okay? So that's what that structure means. And then capital F of t is the accumulation of little f from 0 to time equals t. And so the purpose of having the 2 variables is keeping track of the fact that x is this variable here, but then you're going to take t and you're going to slide this out. You're going to slide this barrier, and then that is a variable. So you have 2 variables working together, but this x1, this red one here, this x, is considered to be a dummy variable of integration. They literally call it a dummy variable of integration, okay? And that's just what we call it. And so it could be anything you want, but we make it different from the other variable to distinguish it from the variable of what comes out, okay? Then that variable is t. So hopefully that's all you need to know. Yep, and then the last 3 questions in part 4, I think you should just think those over in your groups, and that should be fine. So I look forward to seeing you, and that should be enough for that video.